Welcome! Today it's Minidisc Monday episode number 41, and rather more specifically to this month, it is edition number 2 in Oasis month. Yes, we're looking at the first 4 Oasis studio albums released on Minidisc, and just released generally, all throughout the month of July to coincide with the Oasis reunion, the big old world tour. And of course last week, if you didn't join me for that, and it will be in the Minidisc Monday playlist, I looked at definitely maybe the iconic debut from the Manchester group, and that means we're going in chronological order, and today I'm going to give you a better look at the Minidisc release of What's the Story? Morning Glory.
So I start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. I stand up beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face. You ain't ever gonna burn my heart out.
This is my favourite Oasis album, I'll get that out there right now. Real sort of nostalgic period for me when this album came out. It came out in my GCSE year, my basically final year at school, near the end of 1995. This is a UK issue mini disc, the one I showed last week. The packaging certainly was the American Epic reissue. This one is the UK Creation issue. Case seems to be in good condition. We'll look at the disc itself and the book. We've got a little bit of a chip. It's not even a chip really, it's just kind of like a slight crack, but it's so tiny that you can even see it really on the front there. The disc with the album artwork, flip it over, and yes, this looks very similar to the disc for Definitely Maybe, with the Creation logo, the Creation catalogue number, and a little bit of copyright legal bump, and the track listing as well, of course. Bit of a look at the book. Folds out concertina style. There's not that many pages in, which I appreciate, because some booklets can be a pig to fold back up, or they can for me anyway. It's just probably me being thick really. Track listing, production notes, some thanks there, credits to Microdot for the sleeve, etc, etc. Little bit of a, I wouldn't call it an essay because it's a bit short for that, but 4 paragraphs, some PH in the summer of 95. That'll be Paolo Hewitt, photographer and well-known associate of Oasis. So nice little proposition. I've had this album for many years. Can't remember how much I paid really for any of my Oasis mini discs. Some were a little bit pricey and others were surprisingly reasonable from what I remember. But we'll go through the tracks on, for me, still the best Oasis album that they've released to date. And it's the 30th anniversary of Morning Glory this year as well. Now, there may have been some announcement about 30th anniversary reissues by the time this video comes out. I don't know. This album originally came out, I think, October 95, so perhaps it's a little early, but I'm just saying that to cover myself in case there's been an announcement about a 30th anniversary campaign, and I would be very surprised if there wasn't some sort of reissue campaign. So I'm covering my tracks there. But back to the tracks. Number 1 is Hello, and yes, it's one that unfortunately, because it basically borrows so heavily, it has to give a credit to the writers of that, but it borrows so heavily from the Gary Glitter song Hello, Hello, It's Good to Be Back. It's a great opener, that's the thing. If you can kind of put aside the Gary Glitter link and connotations and try and enjoy it for what it is, a good song, then it's not really a problem. Track 2, Roll With It, of course, it lost the battle of Britpop to Blur's Country House. It would have been number 1 any other week really, had it not come out the exact same week as Country House by Blur. And a great song. It's kind of grown on me over the years, Roll With It. I always thought it was a little bit below average when it first came out, but I do appreciate it a lot more now. Track 3, a lot of people's favourite, Wonderwall. Amazingly, not a number 1 either. It stalled at number 2. I think it was the bloody awful Robson and Jerome who were holding them off for the most part to get to number 1 near the end of 1995. What can I say about Wonderwall? It's a modern classic. If you can say something from 30 years ago is modern. Track 4, one of my favourites, still up there, one of my top 5, maybe even top 3 favourite Oasis singles, Don't Look Back in Anger. Really Noel's first lead vocal on a single, certainly done lead vocals on B-sides previous of course. Yes, it is kind of almost homage to Beatles tracks such as Hey Jude and Let It Be, but I love the Beatles, I love Oasis, and I love Don't Look Back in Anger, so I don't care. Number 5, Hey Now. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's probably the weakest track on the album for me so far. Number 6 is untitled, but it's just a 44-second snippet of what would become the Swamp song, which ended up as a B-side on the Wonderwall single. Track 7, some might say the lead single from this album, the only track on this album that still features Tony McCarroll on drums. He of course was replaced by Alan White shortly before this album was finished off. Great track, some might say, always loved the single. Now number 8, my favourite track on the album, I can say that without any hesitation, even above Don't Look Back in Anger, but I've always absolutely adored Cast No Shadow. It was written as sort of a tribute to Richard Ashcroft of The Verve. I could listen to that song any time of the day, any day of the week really. It's beautiful, it's melodic, it's well played. Liam's vocals sound absolutely fantastic. There's some wonderful backing vocals from Noel Gallagher as well. Cast No Shadow. I kind of get why it wasn't a single. I mean, they couldn't release like everything as a single off here. You know, they had to pick and choose. If it had been a single, I think it would have been a number 1 personally, but it is, I think, still my very favourite Oasis song of all time. Number 9, She's Electric. Kind of like a sort of glam stomper really, She's Electric. A little bit silly lyrically really, but it's not unpleasant, it's fun, and I like it quite a lot without loving it. Number 10, kind of the title track of the album, Morning Glory. Great song still, you know, there's some absolute classics on here, and even the ones that don't get to classic status in my view are still very, very good. Track 11, penultimate track, is another little 39-second snippet of the Swamp song, but not with a title on here, and it ends with the rather overblown and long but anthemic Champagne Supernova at 7 minutes 27 seconds. Maybe this was signposting towards sort of Oasis going a little bit overindulgent in the Be Here Now era, but many people love Champagne Supernova. I remember I was doing college radio in 1997, 1998, and although Be Here Now had come out by then, people were often requesting Champagne Supernova from this album, which suited me because at a nearly 7.5 minute track, it meant that I could have a bit of a break really, and you know, not be worried about queuing up jingles or the next song for a good 6-7 minutes. Fantastic way to end the album. My only gripe with it is that it does go on a little bit and it's quite self-indulgent. Oh, and it has Paul Weller on guitar as well. So it's my favourite Oasis album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, and I'm sure it's a lot of other people's who may be watching this as well. But thank you if you did watch Minidisc Monday today. Hope you're enjoying Oasis month, and of course we're going to be back in a week's time to look at the next studio album from the boys in the chronology. I want to say special thanks today to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. I'm going to go now. Please will you join me again in just 1 week's time for the 3rd part of Oasis month here on Minidisc Monday. Cheers everyone. See ya!